This is the Battle of the Atlantic mini-lesson. The Allies and the Axis both want control over the high seas.
But before we try to understand the actual battle, we must know what happened before it. The Republic of Germany is in huge turmoil due to the Great Depression. The Germans are desperate for leadership, so they elect Adolf Hitler's Nazi Party. Hitler then seizes control of all power in Germany.
But why would they elect the Nazis and Hitler? They're horrible.
Hitler campaigned on the promise that he would return Germany to its former glory, and he did just that. First, to test his power, he marched his troops into the Rhineland and took that over. Next, he took over his homeland, Austria, and invaded Czechoslovakia. This prompted Britain to create the Munich Agreement, making sure that Hitler wouldn't take over anything else.
But then how did the war start?
Hitler invaded Poland and took over half of it, leaving the other half to the Soviet Union. This was a part of the Nazi-Soviet Non-Aggression Pact. Nazi Germany also takes over Denmark, Norway, and France as well. But Hitler allowed the escape at Dunkirk, which sets the stage for the Battle of the Atlantic.
What did Hitler use to fight in the Battle of the Atlantic?
The U-boats were Hitler's greatest weapon. Hitler first sent them out solo, but soon realized that if he sent them out in large groups, they would have more power and could cause more damage to Great Britain's ships. These groups were called wolf packs. They scourge the Atlantic, sinking all ships that they see. The U-boats went as far as South Africa, Brazil, the Caribbean, the Gulf of Mexico, and along the east coast of America, because we were sending supplies to Great Britain.
What did America and Great Britain do?
They made plans to defeat the U-boats. For example, they created the convoy system. It grouped supply ships together so that the warships could protect the supply ships better and to lower the chance of losing all the supplies. Another new thing is that we were able to listen to the Germans' radio. We also built submarine-seeking airplanes to fight the U-boats.
What was the impact of the battle?
For one, it introduced a new military technology, such as the sonar and submarine-seeking planes. Second, it was the longest battle of the war, lasting from 1940 to 1945. Third, we captured a U-505, a German ship, and used it to decode the military actions of the Germans. Fourth, the British winning the battle changed the tide of the war.
What were the casualties of the battle?
There were about 2,600 merchant ships sunk and about 10,000 human casualties on the Allied side. There were about 700 German U-boats destroyed, leaving only around 1,000 U-boats left.
But why was this so important?
Well, Germany actually lost this battle as the first. America and Britain were also able to develop sonar.
What's sonar?
Sonar is basically radar for the seas. It allows you to detect incoming enemy ships. The sonar helped both ships and airplanes torpedo the enemy ships. This allowed the merchant ships to get to Great Britain. It also served as a wake-up call for the Allies about the imminent threat of the U-boats.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Let's recap what we've learned. What event was the main part that led to the Battle of the Atlantic? That's right, the escape from Dunkirk. Next question. What was the Germans' most dangerous weapon? Right again, the U-boats. Next, how many merchant ships did the Germans blow up? Correct, over 2,600 ships were destroyed. How did Great Britain defeat Germany? They used the convoy system. Last question. How were the Allies able to detect German U-boats? Yep, sonar is exactly right.
Thanks for watching our mini lesson.